welcome to the InJoy podcast, where your new best friends, Shauna and Thevi, share our journeys of joyful discovery.
Join us in a space of bold truth and unfiltered discussion as we discover what it means to thrive.
We welcome you, enjoy, and
love.
Oh, how
All right,
many
now.
times
What?
you tell somebody some good news, right? And they like, oh, I'm so happy for you, but make sure and you like,
I swear to God,
bruh.
y'all. So this is gonna be a different episode. It's gonna be called Daddy Issues.
bruh.
I can't share nothing, and I love my father, but like, yeah, that negativity bias is so strong because he's been in survival mode for so long that it's hard for when I express gratitude or I'm, sharing openly expressing appreciation or like joy for something. It is so difficult. I'm glad that hit me really hard because it's like, you're right. That has happened so many times to the point where it's like you get into a situation where like you figure out which relationships you can actually express joy and gratitude for.
100%.
But I'm challenging myself of late to model that differently. Like maybe I can't share certain news, but I can share my gratitude and appreciation for him and how the traits that he does have supported me.
Yeah, but does it make you feel like you can't tell him anything?
No, it just means like it kind of goes back to how you were thinking about set point and just like having more content.
Me, Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't hear it, but okay.
Oh, thank you, Lord. I hope y'all didn't.
I just hope these mics don't pick up everything. But it just makes me like think about what you were saying and like giving a little bit more like I have more context to how he experiences. So I know that like for me, what might be comfortable in terms of expressing joy and gratitude. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Oh, you was looking at my earrings.
Your earrings is cute.
Thanks, girl.
Yeah.
I was trying to be on Thevi's level, y'all. She on a whole nother level.
Don't hype me up.
Hype you up though. Don't hype you up though. That's what this is for. But yeah, like just recognizing like maybe his just like his experience or his comfort with the expression or his experience of gratitude is just not the same. I got a booger?
No, girl, my
girl,
face
you
just
got
itch.
blowing me, man. I need a mirror in this.
No, you look beautiful.
I think I'm mirroring you.
Okay,
because when you do this, I'm like,
it's definitely because you ever see somebody like pick on their face and it makes you want to
that's like, ooh,
no, I'm just intently listening to you.
Oh, okay.
Because literally what you just said, I wanted to say that's growth.
I know.
That's growth.
Because that's why I said another episode, Daddy Issues, because
my first instinct would be like,
I ain't telling him
nothing. I can't tell you nothing.
And my therapist was like, no. She's like, how about you model these behaviors?
Yeah.
I was like, this is why I pay you, because my immediate reaction was that.
That's
like,
beautiful.
Oh, I'm just not going to, which is why my relationship with him is strained. So in the context of gratitude and like reflecting on it as we prepare for this, it was like, what are some situations in my life where I'm growing and seeing it differently and choosing, not just for myself, but in my reality with the people that are in my family or in my day-to-day world. Yeah, and I think that's one of the ways I'm like stretching a little bit when it comes to gratitude and like trying to get us both maybe more comfortable with that appreciation and positive affirmation that comes with it. Like maybe if I just, instead of getting frustrated with him, just share that I'm grateful for him checking on me, which is what I did the other day.
Good.
It was an awkward conversation, but I was like, Dad, thank you for calling.
Aww.
I just wanted to call you back. I appreciate it,
No, that's really good because literally like, so my relationship with my parents, there's a lot of words of affirmation in our relationship. And there's a lot of physical touch in our relationships.
Which is the opposite of mine. That's interesting.
When people see that, they're like, oh, like you must be so close. Yeah, like y'all must have always been like this. No, I taught them how to love me.
No.
Yeah, I taught them how to love me. As a kid, I didn't care how many times this is, y'all, not too much on my parents when I say this, but I used to tell my mom as a kid, and we grew up in poverty, a lot of trauma, first generation immigrants. And when I would tell her I love her, she'll be like, and I'm a kid, so imagine a little 5-year-old kid being like, I love you, mommy. And she was like, don't tell me you love me, show me you love me.
Oh shit, that's intense. I actually felt that way.
I just wanted to tell you I love you.
She said it with a straight face like that?
Straight face. My mom's a cat moon.
Oh, okay.
Straight face, right? Now, we won't get off the phone with each other if we don't tell each other we love each other. And if one of us hangs up first, the other one will call the other person and be like, you forgot to say you love me.
I need to hear the words.
I need, say it, okay? And so that modeling thing is really effective. Like, you show up, the fruit of your trees is in how you behave.
Carrying over themes,
the
y'all.
fruit of your trees. And the reason why I've been sitting on fruit of the trees so much is because I was just listening to Pastor T.D. Jakes. And so although I'm really spiritual, I'm not religious at all.
But some of that be hitting, right?
It be hitting.
Come
you
on,
just gotta
now
put it in
listen, the Jakes got it, because Sarah, I be like, Sarah, how'd you know?
And don't get my favorite, Pastor Touré Roberts. I love me some Pastor Touré Roberts, okay?
It's like, but I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Christian.
Like, I don't know what I am, y'all. I don't want my dad to find it. My dad's a pastor, so if he finds this episode, I love Jesus, and I am a
That's
Christian.
his clip. That's his clip. Well, I feel like we actually in this conversation, got to one of the main discussion questions, which was, how is your relationship with yourself before practicing gratitude? I feel like we talked about that difference a little bit. You think of anything else?
No, it's just like before I was meditating daily and saying 5 things I'm grateful for daily, my day would dictate how I felt.
Versus now that you practice gratitude,
I could be like, man, this, what I say all the time, and excuse my language, this not even my shit. This is somebody else's shit, and I'm carrying it like it's mine. Like, this don't belong to me.
Yeah.
Like, I have a great life. This does not belong to me. Or like, even if something bad does happen to me, it's like, oh, this just a means to an end. It's not that serious. Even when it is that serious, like, don't get me wrong, give yourself time to grieve, right? That's what your community is for. Always give yourself time to grieve. Always go and reach out support. But like, at the end of the day, the abundance in my life outweighs anything that could be negative in my life. But that's because I took the time to shift my perspective to that.
One perspective shift that always gets me when I think about gratitude, it's something we take for granted. I think I'm just always so amazed at what we actually take for granted. Breath.
Breathing.
But how abundant air is.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's out there like, we out of air. Like, turn up the air machine.
That's good.
Like, the earth is producing enough air for all us human beings to actually be able to use breath like, we don't even have to be conscious of it.
No, facts.
That takes me to a place of gratitude.
That's beautiful.
It's such a powerful, like, profound thought process. And it's just those things that we take for granted. I think that's what immediately puts me in that place. Like, before not recognizing how much is actually available to me, especially when you come from backgrounds like ours, where like resources are limited, or
that makes me want to take a really deep breath right now.
Right?
Take a deep breath.
I immediately,
because I was just like, now,
like, air, y'all, like, take away air.
Breathe. That's crazy.
And nobody's like, you done hit your air intake.
and we're not like, yo, why you taking up my air? This is my air.
It's just like there.
Oh, that's
I
good.
immediately become grateful. I mean, that's not, not being insensitive to what people in places like China are, because they can air. I don't know if you know that, but like
because there's a lot of pollution in the air.
Yeah.
And that's not to take away from anybody who's maybe
but
kidnapped
naturally,
and locked in a place
yeah,
where
I say,
but
but naturally the earth produces, like trees, and it's something we take for granted every day, but it's so essential for us to even be here. Like you can't laugh, you can't cry without air.
Facts.
You can't take a shit without air. Like, you can't do anything without air.
Now, why would she take that air?
I don't know. That came to my mind.
That's
I
true.
do not have to.
That's true.
Okay, touche. We're going to cut that part.
No, we're not even cut. That's staying in. Okay?
Oh, my God.
So, in what ways do you practice gratitude?
That, like I just shared, I think for me.
What is it? Gratitude practices?
Huh?
What is it? Like a gratitude practices, right? Like that's what we would call this? These things?
Yeah.
What's your gratitude practices?
The fact that she making it plural, maybe it's just one, nigga. I don't know. Are you
practices? Is it gratitude practice?
Just stop. It's late. Just cut it.
What's your gratitude practice?
How do I practice gratitude? Yo, it's too late. I'm sleepy.
Oh, you got gratitude for me making you laugh?
One way. I do, actually. Thank you for this. This is wonderful. I can't remember it. Don't go ahead, cry.
No, because you're gonna mess up my makeup. I'm
just messing with threatening you to cry.
No. mess up your makeup right now on camera.
You don't love me like your mama.
Let them
Show
know.
me. Don't tell me. Show me.
Show me right now.
Show me with them tears.
You ever see that text that the
Text?
No, it's like a screenshot. Okay,
Oh.
Shauna not on Instagram. So
Oh,
every
yeah?
single time I describe that shit,
I'm sorry.
ain't
She got to
seen it.
explain the
So I
whole
gotta
history of
explain it to
social media to me.
So it's a screenshot, and this guy send his, I guess, ex-girlfriend text and be like, "I miss you," and she said, "Oh yeah, send me a picture of you crying right now."
That's how it felt.
Facts. Show me a picture of
Prove
you crying
it.
right now.
Prove it.
Okay, sorry.
So
ways do you
it's
practice
okay. That
gratitude?
was one of my gratitude practices, like really just slowing down enough to recognize all the things that I might be taking for granted that actually are in abundance. That's a huge gratitude practice for me. And the other one is something that we talk about. Well, I don't just have two. I was being funny, but something we talk about in terms of saying, not just saying thank you, but actually sharing what you appreciate, like we were just doing.
Yeah.
Like just really loving on people with your words and your actions in a way where they feel it and it resonates with them because you do feel that sense of gratitude. And I think the other one would be like similarly giving, generosity. So one time I remember it was like such a profound moment of self-awareness for me. So it was like right after college. I was living here in the area and in the city, and that was like when gentrification was really picking up. And we was broke. We was broke. I had, X amount of money, and I remember going to the bank because something had happened with my money where like it had got moved and they weren't moving it back in time, so I couldn't do what I needed to do. So I had to go down there. They were like, "You got to come to the bank." And not only was I irritated going through, I was just like irritated, like just in a negative mood. And I get to the bank and they got me waiting. It's just building up, right? And so I get to the teller and I got an attitude. Like I have the worst attitude I've probably had in a long time because of all the things that are going on in my life. And she's like interacting with me, just really being patient with me. And she asked me, she gave me the option. She was basically like, I can do this or I can do that. And I remember this so profoundly. I took a deep breath and I was like, I'm running really short on patience right now. I'm sorry. That level of generosity and honesty was like, I really don't have no patience to give you, Mom.
Yeah.
Like, because of all this stuff that's going on.
You just call her Ma?
I didn't say that, but that's how I felt. It was like, I don't have no patience to give for real because my life, like all this stuff is going on in my life. So to be self-aware enough to be honest and just give her that little bit, like be generous enough. And that I don't want to say it changed me, but like I reflect on that often when I'm in situations where I feel like I don't have enough or that it's like, okay, what can I give even if it's not? Like, how can I be generous with myself or the people around me? And sometimes it really is giving a little extra grace.
Yeah.
That's how it's like, that's my way of practicing gratitude because it's like I had to receive it first to give it.
And literally your talk about how much like a big discussion of our of this gratitude thing is like expressing it verbally. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like it reminds me, words are spells.
She getting her witch stuff.
Words are
the
spells.
Witchcraft.
Okay, like
are.
Literally,
they're the power of manifestation.
And that's not even. And I don't even.
Emotions too. Emotions have a bit. I was about to say emotion, but words can trigger it.
And I literally like connected back to the 4 agreements. Literally in the book, the 4 agreements. They talk about how words are spells. So, like, to be careful not to take anything personally because what somebody says, if you take it personally, it's like ingesting their words like a cancer and letting it course through your body. And when somebody says something positive to you, says something about how grateful they are for you and why, or you say that to somebody else, you have literally put a spell on them of gratitude, of abundance, of raising their vibration. You
visualize it that way?
I visualize it just like that. Like literally, like I said, my aura is penetrating. Oh, yeah. So I'm very specific about how I show up because I know I have the ability to shift somebody's energy just by the way I communicate or what I say, especially being somebody who's so optimistic. Yeah. When I say something like I don't like something, it shifts somebody really quickly. And so my words are the power of my words. Words are, they don't call it spelling for a reason. Like words are spells.
How else do you practice gratitude? I mean, you talk about meditating. You talked about.
I meditate every single morning. There's not a morning I don't meditate. I mean, unless like I'm hungover. Like you probably don't meditate then.
That's probably when you should be meditating. You should be grateful you still here.
Literally, I don't meditate.
Because I've been drinking with you.
You know, I like a little tequila.
No, girl, the last time we had that for my birthday.
Yeah. How'd you feel?
I forgot tequila. I forgot. And I was like, that was one shot, Chantel. The way I was driving home, I was lit.
You was in the car like,
I was like, why do we do the shot at the end? We should have did that earlier.
Because I really do feel like every single time you go out with somebody, whether it be your girlfriends or your boyfriend, y'all should take a shot.
That's how you practice gratitude. It sounds like.
Yeah, like it's a moment of joy. Like, I'm glad that we're here together. I like tequila. Tequila tastes good. Let me get into this moment with you by us taking tequila.
I disagree that it tastes good, but I'm with you.
And take it with an orange slice, like Diddy said, because that joint really is good.
So
but,
how else?
I like to say 5 things I'm grateful for.
Every day?
Every day.
Okay.
5 things I'm grateful for. And at the end of the day, one of my friends put me onto this. In my planner, in the calendar portion, I write what I was grateful for that happened in the day.
This year I bought a great gratitude planner.
Yeah. How do you like it?
I do like it. And I've added in like pages that come, like I bought off Etsy for like a gratitude list, and being intentional every month. But it has in the beginning of the planner like space for you to write out the things that you're grateful for that maybe come up, but then also to reflect on the last month. And so the front of it says grateful. Yeah.
You guys send me the link for that. Actually, yeah, give us the link so we could put it in the description. I mean, and then one day maybe y'all sponsor us.
Or we could just design our own. That's what I want to do.
Business mindset over here.
I know. Okay? As I say, I'm just like, creativity is the currency, y'all. Quit playing.
And then the last question, how has the generosity of others affected your journey and growth?
You want to answer that first?
I do, because based off of what you were talking about when it comes to gratitude, something that I really resonated with was the patience part.
Okay.
Yo, when people are patient with me, because I have experienced trauma, and I know I seem like a happy-go-lucky person, but I experienced a lot of childhood trauma, as probably a lot of us have. Yeah. And I didn't even realize how it was affecting me in my adulthood until I went on this healing journey.
Okay.
And to go on this healing journey, and I'm changing. I'm constantly changing. I'm evolving. I'm gathering new concepts, putting them in practice. The people around me who have said, I like what you're growing into. Or the people who have said, when you said that, it affected me a way. I want to talk about it. I don't want to push you away. I don't want to make assumptions. I want to talk to you about it. Okay. Those people, when I had a blow up and they were like, okay.
The grace and the
bring
patience.
It down. Yeah. Let's talk. That grace, that patience, that's the most generous thing anybody could ever do for me, is to show me grace and patience and then be transparent about it. That really fills my heart with joy. Like, because you can tell when somebody's being patient with you. And it's a beautiful thing. So that's how the generosity of others have affected me.
I think for me, that has happened too, but I think for me, it's been giving me space to people being generous enough to give me the space to express myself. I feel like just looking back on like the kind of person it's funny how you see yourself at a certain point in your reality and like reflect on other things, and just like at that time it wasn't so clear to you. Like, retrospect is 2020, but growing up, like as a teenager, the person I couldn't see who I actually was, and so many people are just like, here's the space, like go do that, pushing me to do things I'm like, oh no, or just giving me room. That's good. Really giving me room, like room that I wouldn't take up, space that I wouldn't take up myself because I couldn't see myself clearly. I would be forever grateful for those people. It was teachers, it was cousins, it was aunties, like doing hair, taking me places and doing things that in the moment I don't think I really saw how they were extending themselves to make sure that my experience was as positive as it could be, because they could see me. They could see me. They could see things that I didn't even know I wanted or that I liked. And now that I'm older, I'm like, makes sense. Like, oh, that makes so much sense, because I've owned those parts of myself, but I don't think I would have ever really been there without those people and that level of generosity of like, here, I'm going to just give you some room. And sometimes it's not always patience. Sometimes it's pushing me. Yeah. Sometimes it was like, go do that thing.
And you saying that, it's like, that's really deep, because that made me want to cry because it reminded me of you.
Really?
It reminded me of you. I was not about to. I almost quit on her when it comes to this podcast, y'all.
Last week.
It was an intense moment.
Yeah.
But from the moment I met Shauna, she's been like, we're gonna do business together.
That's true. I did say that.
From the moment
I feel like I probably came off real.
Facts. She came off strong. Facts. And because I'm sitting here telling her, like, girl, I've been out
I
of
don't even
business
know you
for
from
2
Adam.
years. Like, I don't even want, like, I'm just taking some time to myself. Because I was in business, but then I burnt myself out, took a 2-year break. And I'm like, I don't think I'm ready to put myself back. And she's like, okay, whenever you're ready, but we're going to be in business together. Like, and so you seeing me and pushing me, I truly appreciate that. I'm grateful for that.
Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Because I guess, like I said, I've like reflected on that so much and internalized it. I don't think I notice how much I do that for people. That I just, it's like, I see you very clearly, even when you don't see yourself. And I know what that feeling is like, too.
And we'll talk about this in human design, but she's a manifesting generator.
Oh.
I'm a projector. And projectors are meant to be seen. They are not meant to go straight into doing. They're meant to be seen and invited. And I told her that from the get-go. So when she invited me,
I was very intentional.
She was very intentional. Manifesting generators and manifestors and they're really good at seeing projectors. And she was very specific when she said, I am inviting you into this situation. This is what I'm inviting you to do. And, I gave her my first reaction. And she was like, okay, I will invite you in the future for other things. Just a heads up, there's going to be more things. Okay,
that's true. I did,
and I appreciated the intentionality
in the room. I guess to let you get adjusted and acclimated.
Facts, because I one day I'll be like, nah, I don't even think that's something I'm gonna do, and then I'll pop back up and be like, okay, I'm ready, and she'll be like, I knew you was gonna be ready. It's okay.
Therefore, I planned these things.
Literally.
It's like I've done a template and an outline.
Like, I already got you.
We're going to make this as easy as possible. And I think it's because I enjoy our dynamic so much, and I'm so grateful for, like, what you bring out of me. Like, you bring that bold part of my personality out just very naturally. It's like, I gotta let you know that, it's like it comes up. Whereas with other people and other friendships, it doesn't come up in the same way. I maybe am like my calmer self.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like, nah, I gotta let Debbie know, like, I'm with her on that energy. Like, I appreciate her, bringing this to our dynamic. So let me match it. Let me, bring that part of myself so she can actually engage with me in a way that she enjoys engaging with people,
I receive that.
Yeah.
If you be the light, I'll be the fire, babe. Fuse.
I'm dead.
You can be the,
So who the light and who the fuse? I think you the light, I'm the fuse, no?
I think I'm the fire to your air.
Touche, my nigga.
Yeah.
Touche. I can see that. And I'm the water to your fire.
Facts.
I see it.
100%.
Why is there no earth in this? What's burning? I don't see no earth.
No, not a single. Damn.
Because I don't have earth in my chart, do I?
I ain't got no much earth. I mean, I think our business mindset is pretty earthy.
That's true. We do have a sense of practicality.
Yeah,
about
yeah.
I can see
that. Okay, so now we're to the recommendation affirmation part of the podcast. So first recommendation. We actually talked about this. The first recommendation is the daily acknowledgement of what you're grateful for. If you have a calendar of any kind, it could be a wall calendar, it could be a paper calendar, it does not matter. But every day at the end of the day, just write one thing you were grateful for in that day, whether it's like a phone conversation, if it's something you ate, a new experience you had, a new job, like it really doesn't matter. But try it for 21 days and look at how beautiful your life actually is. Like,
I have a revision to that real quick. The gratitude jar. It's something I did a couple years, but I like that one a little bit better because versus the planner. I mean, you can go back and look at the planner, but most people don't. But the jar, you can see it filling up. And then when you need to, I used to dig in my like when I was feeling some type of way and finding it hard to find something to be grateful for, I would just dig in my gratitude jar and pull it out. And then at the end of like whatever period I decided, I would pull all the things out and look at them. And be like, oh my God, I remember that. I didn't even realize how grateful I was for that. Until I wrote, you know what I mean? Until I reflected, like, oh shit, I do remember, like, that was dope.
And even if you're not like a physical, like you don't like physical things, you're more of a digital person, like go into the notes section of your phone At the top
They
of right.
have apps. I'm sure they have
Gratitude.
apps. Like
Yeah,
a
I'm sure they
gratitude
have
tree
apps
app where you
too.
can grow the tree. That's dope.
Oh yeah, that would be
If they
dope.
don't,
Why
there
do
y'all
you-
go.
Don't put our business
There y'all
ideas out
go.
there.
Look.
Don't you take that.
There
That's
you go.
ours. It's InJoy Incorporated. Stop playing with it. Okay? But like just going to the note section of your phone and literally just every single day write a new note. I mean, not a new note, but
Or do a
add
voice
something
note.
to the list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, and watch about at the end of the month, look at that list and you scrolling. Yeah.
Not
Cause
scrolling.
because your life is
So
good.
beautiful. It reminds you, yeah. You want to do the next one?
Sure.
Okay. I'll do the affirmation.
Okay. The second one is to move beyond the thank you and share your gratitude with those in your life, which we kept like that expression piece is just key.
Huge.
I don't know. One of my top love languages is words of affirmation. So
Mine is not, and it still resonates with me. So.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't even think it matters what your love language is because words are spells. Just putting that in the atmosphere.
I opened that door. Look, we opened that door to
that's
spell
that's
word.
what it is. Words are spells. Watch what you say.
Yeah.
Watch what you say. But take more opportunities to express your gratitude for your team, partner, friends, family, neighbors, and don't just say thank you. Tell them how much you appreciate. Insert positive trait, action, talent, gift, and this is what it makes me feel. Insert the emotion. like doing that complete sentence so that they're not just hearing the thank you, they're hearing like, oh, okay, so every time I do this, she get really excited. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Or every time I do this, it makes her want to cry. Like, I know to pull that out for specific. Because I got friends who be like, I want to make you cry, so I'm gonna do this. It be tears of joy, but I be like, yo, what's wrong with you? Why would you put me in that predicament?
You got some intense friends.
Yeah. The people around me are intense, but it's probably because I'm intense.
I was about to say
it's a mirror reflection. Mm-hmm. I like the intensity.
All right. So ending with our affirmation. This episode's affirmation from the How to Love Yourself deck by Louise Hay is, I express gratitude to the universe often, knowing that my thoughts are heard and appreciated. I am grateful for all the wonderful things in my world. I express gratitude to the universe often, knowing that my thoughts are heard and appreciated. I am grateful for all the wonderful things in my world.
I love it. And with that, the more you express gratitude, the more it comes back to you.
Oh, yeah.
That positivity will come back to you.
And the more you practice gratitude, the more your capacity for joy. I think that's what really connected this topic to our podcast, was recognizing that, like, here are the things that we need to talk about, work through, cultivate in order to experience the level of joy that we really want. And gratitude is one of those things. Like, you cannot have joy without gratitude. Show me somebody who's grateful or abundant, or, you know, who's experiencing joy, who's not grateful or abundant or affirming of other people or generous. Or I don't ever see that in the world. It's like, you need that. You need it. So whatever your level is, whatever your capacity is, you can always expand it regardless of where you're starting from. You determine how much you can feel, how much you can expand yourself to feel joy and gratitude, I think.
Okay.
It's really
Alexa,
powerful.
play Life is Good by Drake and Future. Working on a weekend like usual.
Why that song?
Because life is good.
Okay, that might be the theme song. That's the outro song.
But, you know, we can only play like 10 seconds of it because then YouTube will not monetize your videos.
Got it. Yeah. Understood, YouTube. All right. Anything else on gratitude?
No.
We're good?
Yeah.
This was a good conversation. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you for joining us at the InJoy podcast.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.